Finally, we are getting our septic dug. We had a surprise visit from the inspector this morning. As soon as my friend with the excavator pulled in, she pulled in. It was kind of strange. I told her that we would be ready into the week and she didn't schedule or anything, but she just pulled in. Of course you get panicked because you're like, oh my God, what are they gonna say? And it turned out she was totally cool. She said, this all looks great, your dirt looks great, your trenches look great. It's gonna be perfect. So that was encouraging, and asked her a few questions that we sort of had, and it worked out to be a perfect interaction. But today's the day. The septic's getting dug. These are the domes that go through the leach field. They're infiltrator domes. If you're interested in buying those, I can put some information in the comments about it. Basically, these are low-rise domes. They're 8 inches tall, 36 inches wide, and they cover 4 feet with the overlap. You just put them in your trench and you cap them, and it makes a nice flat space for all your effluent to go. Oh, it's a hot day. I think it's 92 yesterday, so it's gonna be another hot one. And luckily, I'm not doing any like heavy duty work, mostly waiting for the excavator, doing some leveling and some lining. But this is it, septic day. Yeah, it's a hot day, very hot day. Let's cool down here. Well, here we have a 6-foot hole. It's like 15 foot by 9 with a leveled pad. Gabriel is nice enough to level that pad. I'm just gonna double check it and we're ready to drop our septic tank in. This is working out so well. My buddy, he brought a laser level, so we used our water level to do our rough layout, but the laser level really helps us much faster to lay out all our trench lines. Got 3 lines trenched and the septic tank set. The way it works with the county is you have to basically get everything dug, put everything in, don't bury anything, and have it inspected. So that's our next stage. We'll build all the actual pipes and fittings and connections over the next few days. It's going to work out so good because we're not even paying for the excavation work. Instead, we're just trading labor. So me and the boys are going to go work a day, pour some concrete at this guy's house to pay him for spending a day here with his machine. I thought that was pretty fair, and he did too. So that's what we're doing. So excited to get this behind me. I've just been putting it off for so long. I mean, for years, literally years, I've been afraid to do the septic tank and the septic system. I kept getting bad reports back from the Panhandle Health District, which is who manages the septic systems in this area. And finally, I got them to agree to do the tank and the field in the place that I want to do it, with certain caveats, like digging a French drain around it to keep it dry. So the truth is, I was scared, and I wasted a lot of time just not knowing and not doing my research, and then all of a sudden it's just happening super fast. So he's here, and in a couple of days the thing will be buried and done, and we'll be ready to start with the foundation of the house. So the septic tank works in sort of two ways. One way is it holds a lot of wastewater so that the bacterial growth has opportunity to break it apart into more liquid water. So there's sort of three layers. One is the floaty layer, grease, soap, floats to the top. There's heavy stuff that floats to the bottom, but most of the middle is called effluent. It's just basically dirty water. And this baffle is what separates the effluent. And it's really, really interesting because essentially as the water level rises, it will rise until it gets to this point, and then the effluent will start to flow out. But there will be a layer of scum that floats to here, but it can't come out because all the water's coming in at the bottom. So the bottom layer that's heavy stays on the bottom. The liquid layer that's the same weight as water stays in the middle, and the soapy, scummy, greasy layer that stays on the top. And all that goes into your leach field is the effluent. That's how the baffle works on the outlet side. The inlet side also gets a baffle, but for a different reason. It's higher, so the water level is always going to be below it. But when the water comes rushing in here, you don't want it churning up the tank, so it hits the baffle and kind of slowly dissipates, so nothing gets stirred up as the water comes in. It's exactly the same fitting, but does a completely different job.
What?
Do you think you can reach the bottom?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Do you think you'll do this in a few weeks after we've used it for a toilet?
Yeah.
Gross. You're swimming in a septic tank.
What?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, that's not water from the hose. That's actually water from our toilet.
Ew!
Oh, so frustrating. You're not supposed to compact the soil above the domes so that it can leach water better. And so I have all this soft stuff I'm driving around and I keep getting stuck. And I can't tow myself out because I'm only one guy, so I have to get somebody to help me. Okay, this is it. This is it. Looks like nothing, doesn't it? That's why I wrote the title of this episode to be the most money I've ever buried. Because when you're done with a septic system, it looks like nothing. Dirt work, as you know, is thankless work. You do a lot of work and then you bury it all. The cost of this, my gosh. The permit for a septic system in this area is $900. We paid that about 2 years ago. The parts, the plumbing, the tank, all those domes comes out to about $6,500. And the dirt work, the actual excavation, I didn't pay anything for because I'm trading with a buddy, bartering with a buddy for that work. So with the dirt that we bought, we had to buy tons and tons and tons of dirt, 12 yards at a time, and there's like 9 or 10 truckloads of it. So that comes out to about $4,800. So I think all told it's about $12,000. That's about half as much as it costs for a water well. So yeah, if you're planning to homestead, budget for that. It gets expensive. Thank you for following along on the journey. Hope you enjoyed watching us get this together. Please subscribe if you like to keep up to date with our progress out here on our Idaho homestead. Have a great day. Goodbye.